everyone, welcome to GT Asia, round 8 from Fuji International Speedway in Japan, about 100 kilometers from Tokyo. Jonathan Green and Steve Martin bringing you the action from round 8. And Steve, fantastic crowd here, as always in Japan, but round 7 was wet. We're hoping round 8 will be dry.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly are. Round 7 was an absolute action-packed race, but I think we're going to see something different here today with perhaps some different protagonists on the podium. It's been a long time since Bentley haven't been on the podium, but they weren't in round 7. I guess they're praying for dry weather. So keep an eye out on the Bentley today, and also Audi. Audi was strong yesterday, but you know, they had their issues in round 7 as well. So perhaps we might see a completely different podium this time out.
We're also going to keep a good eye on the Lamborghinis. They were on the podium in round 7 and they start pole for round 8.
Yeah, Lamborghini very strong here. They have never had a podium in Japan before at this Fuji circuit. So yes, in round 7, a great result, but I'm sure they haven't had a win. They want to step it up.
Also on the podium in round 7, Frank Yu and Richard Lyons. The Porsche finally coming good. Could they do it again? Well, we spoke to Richard Lyons about his hopes for round 8.
The team has been working very hard to get this moment of getting a podium. So we look forwards now for the rest of the season. Hopefully now that we're finding a bit of a base setup, that we can sneak a few more podiums.
Going to say, yeah, I mean, we've always talked about this being a brand new car, and obviously that means you've got to develop it on the fly against some pretty hardy competition. Obviously Bentley have got data, and so have Ferrari. So has it been an upward battle?
It has, you know, I guess we haven't known which direction to go in because, you know, all across the world, this is the first time for the Porsche. It's new generation Porsche, so it's been trial and error sometimes, and I would definitely have to say that we haven't got it completely right. Starting off at Korea, we seem to have a good start, but we keep on moving, different countries, different circuits, so not every setup will work. And I think we sort of struggled a little bit to find our feet, but from last Okayama and now on to Fuji, we seem to have found a good base point, so fingers crossed that will mean something for the coming rounds.
It's certainly been an interesting year. I mean, given that Ferrari went out in round 7 with with a problem that they haven't had, they've been so consistent. The championship is very wide open. There's a lot of guys who've won already, and there's still a long way to go.
There is. It's a great thing about GTA. You keep on seeing different competitors come to the front each weekend. There's nobody can dominate in this championship, so you've got to always raise your game, and you never know. It might be your chance that weekend.
Well, it's great to see Porsche finally getting on the podium in round 7. Question is, can they do it in round 8? It's going to be dry, I think.
Yeah, well, you know, that is the question, of course. We saw how blisteringly fast they were in that wet race. Dry conditions, perhaps, here for round 8. I don't know. I mean, they were fast in the dry practice session, so there's every chance that they could get their first dry podium of the year.
Well, they're going to have their work cut out because there's no question that Lamborghini have arrived in the form of Liberati and Amici. Their pole position for round 8, and we spoke to them about their podium in round 7 and a look ahead to round 8.
Yeah, we did a great race. First race on the wet. We did another car on the wet. It's really good. We were quick, both in qualifying and races. The race pace was amazing. We both did a great job. The team also gave us a perfect car today, so we were able to recover from P9 to P2. Tomorrow we're starting from the pole, so we're looking forward to have a great result also in the race too tomorrow.
Andrea, lots of drama for you, especially in the second stint, sliding, fighting.
Yeah, I was really angry in the second stint, but yeah, magazine car, magazine race. Edo did a fantastic job in the first stint. And yeah, the race was incredible, really funny, very funny fights, and it was also nice the battle with the two Porsche in the last two laps.
And tomorrow from pole, how do you feel? Exciting start for you. Just get out front. Is that the plan?
Yeah, the plan is attach more in the first laps. Probably we are not so fast in the first laps of the race, but then when the pressure are going on, we can do a good race pace. So we are very positive for tomorrow, and yeah, we have the penalty in the change driver, but we can do a good job also tomorrow. We hope, finger crossed.
And the champ brings it home for your first win.
The plan is to win. We're starting from pole, so even if we have 9 seconds more in the pit, we still can win. If he make a gap, I think we can win it.
Well, no doubt about it. The atmosphere here at Fuji International Speedway, fantastic. The fans all trying to get a closer look at the cars as we turn our attention now to round 8 of GT Asia. Fantastic result, though, for Ferrari in round 7, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, Carlo Van Dam and Biren Bhakti performed brilliantly. We know that Ferrari have always been strong at this circuit, and I wouldn't be surprised if they can pull off the double and get another win in round 8 here today.
That said, though, it's Liberati and Amici on pole position with the Lamborghini, and they have yet to have a win here. So can they do it here in round 8? Let's find out. Hi everyone, wonderful day ahead of us in terms of the racing. And we've already had a big weekend so far with round 7 in the wet, and we're hoping it's still a little bit cloudy and muggy outside, but we're hoping for a dry race, as you can see here at the famous Fuji circuit, which of course has a long straight. That's how it's defined, by 1.5 kilometers of straight. Then it heads downhill and down dale, and a very tricky last section through turns 12, 13, 14, and then finally 15 and 16 and onto the main straight. When the red lights go out, we will be racing. They are formed up. It looks good to me. And out go the lights, and away we go. Good start from Bentley. Good start also from Biren Bhakti in the middle there in the Singer. Ferrari.
Look at the Aston Martin though, Jonathan. He's hanging on there, but he's out wide. Amici up the inside.
Good drive by Amici, keeping the centre of the lane there to try and stop everybody from coming by, and that's exactly what he's done. Few men going wide. Good start by the Ferrari.
Oh, no!
No, one of the Bentleys off big time, but gets back on.
What a save.
That was a big save. If he'd have been a goalkeeper in the World Cup, they would have been applauding that one. But it is the Lamborghini that leads the way.
Well, it might be dry, but the action started already.
Yeah, superb stuff. And now it's Bentley in second place as well, as Sauer gets through. Sauer-Venter combination.
Yeah, we talked about Sauer yesterday.
Oh, no! The Aston Martin is out already. That sends gone wide in the Audi.
That's blowing the start for the Australian team. What a disappointment for them, but they've managed to rejoin the back of the pack. Then there's the Carlo Van Dam machine.
Yeah, Biren Bhakti at the wheel, and now getting the close attention of the Bentley. And look at the Ferrari streaming through the field, and he's side by side with the Porsche. And here comes the number 9 Bentley of Intra Bubazak Vudukorn on his way.
And there he goes, up the inside into Bubazak at the end of the straight. Very strong on the brakes, and he's straight past.
Oh, he's brilliantly put through. Vudukorn goes through there. And look at the Ferrari. Anthony Liu is flying. He's past the Porsche. And this is a superb start. Toy Biren Bhakti couldn't hold him off. For Craft Bamboo and BBT are through. Thong and Biren Bhakti almost touching. Well, I was going to say almost touching. They are touching. And he's nudging him forward, the Audi.
Sean Thong, of course, trying to get up the inside. He's got the inside line at the right spot, Jonathan.
He's nerfed him out of the way, the VLT man. But let's keep an eye on this Ferrari. It's 488 versus 458 here. As we look into the BBT camp, there's David Rizzo in the middle of their group as Anthony Liu is doing the business. Now, of course, Anthony, an amateur driver from Shanghai, but without doubt, one of the most accomplished drivers in our series.
Yeah, you've got to agree with that, Jonathan. I mean, he drove brilliantly yesterday. You know, unfortunately they had that issue, but all year that number 37 Ferrari 488 has been up there, and they had a win as well already. So that's why they're leading the championship.
And Vudikorn's coming into play now in the Bentley just in front, and we spoke to him this morning. He's now under big pressure from Birambakti. The two ties going at it. And round the outside, I don't think he's going to make it through there, and he's going to play it to Anthony Liu's hands, because through goes the BBT Ferrari, and now he goes in pursuit, and Rizzo likes that. Spoke to Vudikorn as well this morning, really excited about actually starting the race today, and here he is under the pressure of the Ferrari, and he turns in on him almost side by side with him. Can he defend? And Bentley versus Ferrari.
Look at that, Anthony Liu's got his nose around the outside.
And that's a brave manoeuvre. He's got the better line for the next one now.
He's on the inside.
But he is taken out effectively. Good driving though from Vudikorn. He had the line and perfectly capable and perfectly able to do that. Liu's got to be careful.
Liu is driving on the limit.
Well, he's known for his aggression, but they say rubbing's racing, but I don't know if that counts.
Well, we should see now if he's got a little bit of a slipstream there. He's got his hand out the window.
Now, what was that all about? He's not waving to the crowd.
No.
Not just yet.
Definitely the heart rate up. He wants to get past Intrapuvasak as quick as he can.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what that signal was meant to mean. Was it meant to mean stay with me, don't try and pass me, number 12?
No, that's meant to say Intrapuvasak, get out of my way. I'm coming through.
Okay, look out, Bentley. He's coming through. But the big, bad Bentley isn't so easy to pass. That's for sure. We've learned that over the years.
No, it's definitely got good acceleration off of the stop-and-go corners. It brakes fantastically as well, so it's one of the more difficult cars.
Oh, a moment there from Liu. Out of shape there, through 4.
Yeah, Liu is definitely driving that car to the limit.
Through 160. Through here, the long right-hander. And then into this very tight movement. And how did he get that wrong?
Marchi Lee.
So out goes the winners. Talk about heroes to zeros. Birambakti and Van Dam are out already. And who would you say? You're kind of looking at Marchi, I guess.
Marchi's gone up the inside there. Look, he's stayed way off, late on the brakes, gone up the inside. And
to be fair, the stewards must have a look at that because, I mean...
Well, he didn't turn in. He left...
he just went straight on.
He left the number 12 car, Birambakti, nowhere to go. Yes, that's a good call for the stewards, that one. 270 kilometres an hour at the end of this 1.5 kilometre straight here at FUJI kilometres an hour. They break down to 70. The Ferrari just a few k's now. Look, he's going up the inside.
Lock up, but the Ferrari's through. Under braking, but goes wide. Does he hold it? I think he does. No, he goes wide, and back goes the Bentley. Wow, and here comes the Audi. Marchi Lee with lights but blaze goes through.
Round the outside. That was a very nice move by Marchi Lee.
Skip to the loo, my darling, because Anthony has just messed that one up, I'm afraid. Yeah, well, this is a big, important day for the 55. Amici Liberati. Saw them this morning. They're staying in our hotel, and we got a chance to talk to them, and they were so cock-a-hoop about yesterday's result because it was a little bit touch and go. Amici was in the car in the final stint, and there was confusion at the end. He wasn't sure where he'd finished, but in the end they did take second place, and I think they came into this morning determined. Talking of determined, look at this battle between Audi and Ferrari of Anthony Liu continuing. Now, what about two guys who you don't want to get into a scrap with?
Up the inside.
Lee and Liu.
I can't believe how aggressive these guys are driving these cars.
I know.
You wouldn't think they're supercars.
They're super drivers, that's for sure. Up the inside goes Lee. Lights ablaze, and there's nothing between them. Touching almost the Ferrari and the Audi side by side down the main straight. Here at Fuji, it doesn't get any better than this.
Marchi Lee just has got the line.
Oh, a drag race past our commentary position. The fans in the crowd are going absolutely wild for this. Now you've got to break. One of you've got to flinch. Who's going to take the showdown of Fuji? And it is the Audi.
Does he run wide? They look at the run. Anthony Liu's got out of turn 1, Jonathan.
Track commentator losing his mind. I can hear in the background. We're doing the same. Fantastic racing here. And look at it, it's still side by side. Through goes the Audi.
Incredible stuff.
But Liu is not going to give this one up easily. Marchi Lee, always an exciting prospect in any kind of car, but of course he's been an Audi man for a few years now. I remember him coming up through the ranks of single-seaters, and he was exciting then.
Yeah, that battle between those two guys seems to have calmed down a little bit now. Oh, Margie Lee is coming in.
Now that's interesting. And he's coming in for that drive-through penalty because of the collision. All right, Anthony, give it a go. He's all over the back of Vutikorn, but he's got to be careful because look how close the Aston is. He certainly wants a dab at him, doesn't he? He just keeps making the odd mistake when he gets so close to the Bentley that he can't get past it. The Aston's now looking for a way past. They come out of the last corner, a little bit of a wiggle by the Bentley.
He's only going to hold him off for about another lap because I reckon that in another lap the pit window should be open, there or thereabouts.
Here we go,
Here we go.
Bit of a draft. Can the Aston get past? Walsh looking for his way past the Ferrari. They cross the line. Bentley's trying to stay out of it.
He's gone to the outside.
I don't think he's going to get through over there. Oh, and what a manoeuvre! Definite braking problem by Vutikorn there. He made a mistake and through went the Ferrari and the Aston Martin looking for a way past too. What a race this is turning out to be for Anthony Liu.
Anthony Liu just got on the brakes so late at the end of the straight there and let Vutikorn had nowhere to go.
Ironically, that dirt that you saw on the inside of that last corner was still down. Here we go. Through goes the Aston on the Bentley.
What a great manoeuvre.
Two British marks going at it.
V12 versus V8, of course.
The Aston Martin's been so successful around the world over the last few years, including here in GT Asia. And so the pit window is now open. There you see it. And immediately the leader comes in, Amici. Now, this is such an important and critical pit stop.
Absolutely, and he knows that he's got one of the longer pit stops, so it's very smart to come in early. The reason that he's done that, Jonathan, is because he knows that his teammate is very fast. It's going to give them a lot longer time towards the end of the race for Eduardo to make the most of the time and get the time back that he loses in the pit stop.
So then, they have a timekeeper as a sponsor, and now they've got to get their timing right for sure. The number 8 of Sauer and Venter. Now comes the Lamborghini, and also followed by the Bentley. It's swap over time here at Fuji. And this is interesting because, as you can see...
Cold tyres, remember cold tyres.
Yeah, he was a little bit... Side by side, look at them. And of course, the Bentley yet to pit. And quite rightly, Eduardo Liberati letting him through. Now comes the Bentley. And jumping into the car next.
As Sauer gets out, Venter will be getting in.
An intriguing race as Liberati at the wheel with the lights blazing now. Can they take their first victory?
It's been a long time since we've had a Lamborghini win, so this is a big moment for this team.
Here comes the Bentley then, out of the pit lane. And it's going to be close, that's for sure. He's up to speed. Oh, and he locks it up. That wasn't a good start to his campaign. Gone very wide indeed.
Cold tyres. He's got to go over the grass.
Oh, and that's not easy to rejoin at all, but he's rejoined just in second place.
Yeah, now it's close. Jonathan Venter behind the wheel. We know how he can drive, but he's got cold tyres. He's got to be really careful that he warms them up.
And he's got cold tyres and he's flat-spotted them probably.
And now he's got Duncan Tappy to contend with as well.
So, two Bentleys going at it at Fuji. Meanwhile, the Lamborghini trying to get off into the distance. Through goes Tappy.
Yeah, that was going to happen because Duncan's tyres are up to temperature.
Now, another man I'm keeping an eye on, Richard Lyons. We mentioned him earlier, and there he is. He has just put in a brilliant last lap, a fastest lap of everybody out there at the moment at 142.007, and he's just passed the Ferrari, and he's up to 5th place, so he gets past Rizzo, and Lyons, as expected, is racing like a Lionheart at the moment. Lights ablaze on the Bentley. Tappy's seen it all before. Flat out. 2:30, 2:60 at this point here, the fastest part of this 1.5 kilometre long straight of the Bentley. The LA can't do it. Venter can't get through, or can he?
Oh, he's so close now.
Cracking racing. This for second and third, remember. He tucks himself in again, looks to the inside. It's dirty on the inside there where the Ferrari went off yesterday, but he's going to risk it anyway.
That was a big move.
And Kenta Sauer's loving it just as much as we are. They cross the line again. Liberati's gap, 7 seconds at the front. To Venter in second, then Tappy. But we're watching this battle. Daryl Young having to give to Carlo Van Dam in the number 12, and he does so. Through goes the Dutchman.
He's going to hold it tight on the exit, though. He manages to do it. And now he can start to make his way forward through the field, Jonathan.
Liberati and Amici for FFF Racing Team. Whoa! Big moment there, and he got through. Well, we knew that battle would get back together again, and there you go. There's the celebration. And they like that. That was plan B and plan A. All in one.
Great move there.
Yeah, excellent move. And that changes the complexion. And talking of changing the complexion, through goes Alex Young. Meanwhile, Carlo's trying to get past. He doesn't want to be embroiled in this battle. Leave you boys to it.
Got through nice and clean, though. Good move there by Carlo Van Dam. Certainly coming under a lot of pressure from Tim Sugden, and it's Sugden up the inside.
Well, nicely done. High and wide, and then turn in tight. That's exactly what he teaches, I'm sure, because he is looking after several young drivers.
It's not over yet, though, Jonathan.
No, it's not, is it? Back he goes. Sugden will have to build again, and now he's in trouble. Ooh, he just saved that, but look at that much time he's lost. He had to let off there. There's grass on the exit of each of those corners, and if you get on the power too early there, it's so easy to get it wrong and spin round, because even though it's dry on track, that grass is damp and wet for sure. Between the 37 and the 12, that for 7th and 8th position. Your leaderboard looks like this. Liberati and Amici leading by 8 seconds over Venter and Sauer. Through the inside goes 12, and Carlo Van Dam makes up another spot.
Lyons just needs to get some good drive somewhere and nip up the inside. He seems to be very quick through sector 3, does Richard Lyons. Perhaps that's where he's going to overtake.
Well, with 2 minutes to go, they should get up and over the line before the 2 minutes is out, and that means there'll be one more lap for them to compete against each other as Lyons looks for a moment up the inside, really just trying to intimidate Tappy.
Yeah, he wants to keep Tappy looking in the mirrors. That's what he wants to do. Keep Tappy concentrating on him rather than the job at hand. Hope he makes some mistakes, stick his nose on the inside and make his way through. But he's running out of time, Jonathan.
Back up the hill. Down to 70k through here. Back on the power. Up to just over 100, and then tapping it down to 80 for the last corner. And a little wiggle by the Bentley, and that's allowed the Porsche to get right on level terms and right behind. They're side by side, and through goes Lyons. And he made easy work of that. And that was 4th position as they crossed the line with 1 minute and 18 to go. Richard Lyons looking for the podium. They were on the podium in round 7, but now Lyons wants the glory.
He got great drive, didn't he, out of that last turn. Duncan Tappy on the brakes.
Oh, Tappy thinks about it, and he might be very careful indeed. He almost outbraked himself and banged into the back of the Porsche, but managed to hold on. The checkered flag is out. And Eduardo Liberati takes the checkered flag. That's Amore.
What a great victory.
Superb stuff. Ichiban, as they say in Japan. And they are the FFF Racing Team win for the first time in 2016. And there's Andrea Amici slapping everybody on the back, picking them up, doing it Italiano style. Bye, bye, bye. Brilliant stuff. So let's just confirm those results then. Liberati and Amici with the Lamborghini. Their first win of GT Asia 2016. Venter and Sauer in the Bentley in 2nd place, 9 seconds adrift. Porsche taking 3rd position. Good weekend for Lyons and you on the podium twice.
We finally are able to show our potentials. I think now we're leading the championship, but we think to fight race per race.
Andrea, that's not a lot of emotion. You guys have just won. Come on, Edo. You got to really fire up. That's a great result.
Yeah, great result for us. Incredible job of all the team, because it was incredible, really fast, really quick. So really happy, but focusing just for next race. We must fight in every round. And thanks to our sponsor, thanks to all the guys of the team, and thanks to my teammate for the great second stint.
Both Amici and Liberati there looking already towards Shanghai. And why? Because they now lead the championship. But interestingly enough, guess who's from Shanghai? Davide Rizzo and Anthony Liu. So it's certainly not over, because the gloves will be off for the Shanghai showdown for sure, as our championship just comes alive. March Elise in the mix, 75 points. Adley Fong is there too. Sean Thong with 7 points. And the Pro-Am battle is on as well.
Eduardo Liberati and Andrea Amiti, big congratulations.
The smile says it all. Congratulations then to Liberati and Amici. We'll be back next time out in Shanghai.